Welcome to Gray Areas for May 28th, 2024, episode 624. As I was watching the intro, I thought to myself, it would have been funny if I had also put in video of the dogs instead of Cody. But I actually had video footage of Cody, so that was why I used it. I didn't have photos of Cody, so I didn't have a choice.
You could have asked.
At some point, I would like all the dogs and no Cody.
You could also do that. I mean, I can give you a
That
photo
would
of
be
me
funny.
as a douchebag teenager if you want to stick it on. That'd be pretty funny.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
I
that'd
had
be
some of
cool.
those. I went and looked at your Facebook. I thought about pulling them, but they were almost too old. It was like, nah.
I mean, you're pretty funny. I still have long hair just like that. I just
Really?
am fatter and have glasses. So, yeah, I had long hair in high school.
Did you drink as
you
much
have glasses
Gatorade in
now.
high school?
I drink more because I actually was an athlete, so I needed
Oh,
it.
okay. Yeah, Gatorade's super good for athletes.
It was. I mean, that's what they told me.
Right, yeah. The commercials, the Gatorade commercials were
Yeah,
like all about...
Well, you know, when all the athletes are drinking it and telling me that I should drink it, and then they're drinking it on the sidelines, like, I'm supposed to drink it, right?
No.
My football team gave it to me. We got a big old tub of it every practice. I drank as much as I could.
Honestly, you're better off drinking Gatorade than water.
Yeah, that's what they told
in
me.
all contexts.
That's what
Even
they-
for the
That's what they told me.
In-
Gatorade and cereal.
In the quoting of the great movie The Water Boy, water sucks. It
Really,
really,
really
really
sucks.
sucks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It
That's
sucks.
what again, that movie taught
They
me that.
actually, there was a theory my chemistry teacher had that the best thing for your body to drink during a workout is milk. Although that's like
Chocolate milk,
disgusting and
specifically.
how do you want it's thick and like you don't actually want to be drinking that on the sidelines, but like as far as nutrients going into your body to recover, milk.
I mean, to be
is the
fair,
way to
I
go.
started drinking protein shakes during workouts, which
Yeah, but
we're
did you
all
drink-
thick
It
and
was
nasty.
not muscle milk, at least, right? You tell me.
Oh no,
you're
I
not
drink
doing
muscle milks too. Yeah, I drink those too.
All right, well,
My school gave me them
that's
for
like
free.
the-
Why would I not drink them?
I was gonna say you have the trifecta of bad drinks, but
Well,
we need
Sean, maybe
one
that's why
more
we went
thing.
3-7 in fucking football. Okay.
Oh, you probably did soda. I mean, tons of soda, right? That's
I-
easily the trifecta.
You know what's amazing is you're gonna love this is I actually didn't drink soda for like a year and a half straight between football, track, and football. I completely cut it out of my diet.
And then it came back.
I was really healthy when I was trying to be an athlete, other than
But when
pounding
you, did you
Gatorade.
miss it? Because I cut out soda, and I was like, you know what? I'm
Sean,
actually
do
fine
I
with
drink
that.
soda now? Yes. So clearly, I fucking missed it because I drink it
Well,
now.
I drink soda now occasionally, but it's not because I like
I've
really
never
missed
exactly.
it.
Brando has my plans, Crave.
That's
Go
you can't
electrolytes.
argue that fact.
What about you, Dave? Do you drink a lot of soda?
The only soda I drink, which I don't drink a ton of it, but is diet because I don't want the calories. So, and
I love the
there's all
calories.
the studies that say like, oh, it's worse for you. I don't think so. It's better not to have 700 calories in one soda. So there.
I think if you drank 20 sodas a day diet and 20 sodas a day regular, you're gonna have health problems one way or the other.
Yeah.
But like in moderation, and if you're trying to cut certain things, I think diet soda's fine.
Yeah, I think my one or two a week, I think is going to be just fine.
Yeah. I don't know if making your own soda makes it. Yeah. He's aware.
Yeah,
Doug is
you-
aware.
You keep up with the much healthier that way. Making your own soda definitely does it.
Man, I had this whole thing. I was gonna proselytize Dave on the virtues of working out, and I lost the thing. Did you catch it all the show last week, Dave? When we no, yes.
Shit on me for the last 20 minutes. Yeah, that part.
Where I said we were gonna talk about you working out. I can't find it. So give me some time.
no!
Give me some time.
What a shame that
I
he
know.
can't find that.
I know. I was really disappointed.
He's busy. He's planning all the questions for the show. He's making his submit drink. He has to shit on you. He's just got a busy schedule.
Yeah.
True story.
Yeah,
It's
so
really bad.
so yeah, it's just this CEO is just talking about like, you have so many hours a day, you have to spend time with kids, you have to work, whatever. But like you have to find time to work out. You have to. And everybody does it, and anybody who says they're too busy, they're full of it, and it's just not a big enough priority.
You know who I don't need to hear any bullshit from is a fucking CEO of anything. Who doesn't actually do any work as
We
all of
should
their employees
worship
are doing all the work. So I don't really want to fucking hear CEO saying, you can't say you're too busy. I'm like, well, maybe you could tell me that when you actually fucking do something and all of us aren't busy working all the time.
It's funny. This is the CEO
It's
that
not
was
even-
like, he was like, I don't believe in work-life balance. He was like, anyone who says work-life balance, they're not committed enough. But even this guy works out, Dave.
Well, no, because the whole problem is it's not that they don't work, because CEOs do work. I'm going to give them a little bit of credit, but no, they can make their own fucking schedule. They do what they want when they want. That's the difference. You're not on someone else's schedule. So yeah, maybe you have to work and be at meetings and run stuff, make decisions for 12 hours a day. Fine. But you can say, all right, I'm going to go work out at 1 to 2, as opposed to most jobs where you're like, well, I can't. I'm on the clock at this time. I have to be here, or something like that, or someone dictates where you're supposed to be.
Yeah,
That's the
well,
difference.
and then I know your other excuse. Well, not excuse. The other reason, right, is you're like, well, I work. So he brings up like 8 hours a day. You work for. You're working like 10 or more hours a day, right? And so that makes it harder. But
Yeah,
although
sometimes,
I will say, finding a way to.
Again, a CEO showing to be hopelessly out of touch if he thinks that workers work 8 hours a day in almost any field anymore.
Yeah, literally. So you generally sleep at 8 hours, right? I'm quoting him. So he got 16 left. So he's also like there's no commute in this. You generally work 8 hours. How much do you have left? Another 8 to relax, recover, eat, pick up our kids, read, watch TV, get in 45 for exercise. Now, he's wrong on some of that, right? But again, like a workout, it doesn't have to be you go to Orange Theory. It's like you go home, I told you should get a row machine.
Yes.
That's what it was. See, Dave, you weren't here. We planned out your entire routine. You're welcome.
I love the guy who works from home, does actually have no commute.
What did I tell Cody? I told
And
Cody
has no children with no sports or
I told
anything
Cody
to do.
that
Saying,
this was
it's
gonna be what
easy.
you did.
Don't worry about it. You're as out of touch as the CEO is.
I know, but
Out of touch as the CEO
But
is.
when I worked and I was riding my bike to work, so I was
When
working.
I worked, he doesn't work anymore. Great.
No, I was gonna say when I worked in the office.
You mean the office that was
I'm
3
retired.
minutes from your
I'm
house?
basically retired. No, when I worked in the office, I was riding my bike too, so that's an extra 40 minutes of transit. Plus, you're tired, right? Riding the bike. Oh, that's kind of an exercise, but still want to get the exercise in. Yeah, it was harder. And what sucks is you end up getting home and you like work out, you eat dinner, and then you're like, you gotta go to bed.
Okay.
And it sucks, but
Sean's spiel here sounds like something you pay like $200 for at a fucking airport hotel
would you
convention
pay me
room,
$200?
telling you how to be the CEO of your own fucking life. And here are the steps that I took personally
And then,
to
but
become
that
the
person
CEO
is
of my
never
own
like the CEO, and you're like, why are you giving this speech? Yeah,
I just feel like this is what Sean's spiel is. It's like, I made differences or changes in my life to become the CEO of everything I do.
Are we heading
I'm
towards
able to go
Amway?
work out.
Is that what we're doing right now? Is Amway? Are we doing multimodal selling right now?
That's what Sean sounds like right now.
And he sounds completely as out of touch as anyone who's ever tried to sell it ever.
I mean, I'm just kidding.
Sean
Unless everybody would pay for it, and then I'm very serious.
I think if we put together this presentation and then rounded up all your cool Orange Theory trophies and showed that you've been able to stay in shape while working X hours, I actually think we could get a bunch of dumbasses to do it and we can make money off of this. So
Yeah, and Dave, I'm actually I'm working a lot right now. I won't bore you with all the details, but the very important part still is it's from home. So no commute, zero commute, not even a short commute, right? It's just gone. And that matters too. But that's what I'm saying. Don't take it from me. Take it from this awesome CEO.
don't take it from me. Take it from all of my successful clients who've experienced
Yeah.
exactly what I've told you
Let's
to
hear
do
from
here today.
one now, and then it cuts.
And it's Maisie with a mustache.
Yeah, cuts your testimonial.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well-
Let's hear from Schmazy on exactly how this worked out for them.
All those people who always do those talks, the best part is like, don't give up. Just reach out for your dream and always do it. Well, yeah, you're the fucking one that made it. What about, let's interview the other 99 that don't make it. Should they have given up on their dreams?
Yeah, but the dreams thing, yeah, that's the thing that's hard. But we're not talking dreams, Dave. We're talking carving out 30 minutes 4 days a week for you to exercise. It is doable. And I was actually going to say, if you want, we can do like an insanity or something like on the camera. We'll do it together. I've done this with many of my clients, and it really does work.
We need to outlive Sean so fucking badly.
You will.
Like, we desperately need to outlive him. So I
You
can be
will,
like,
but it's not going to be like my heart just gives up. It's going to be like something, like I'm going to get hit by a bus. It's not going to be my fault.
it's like, oh, well, you got hit by a bus walking to Orange Theory on the only commute you take a day.
I mean,
Why Why is everyone so concerned with my health? I'm
not concerned with your health.
Like,
Oh, I brought this up too. So I'm not giving the spiel to Cody because Cody's like, I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't want to work out. You are like, man, I really do want to work out. I want to get in a better shape. I just don't have time.
I'm a lost cause.
That's why you're getting.
Dave, join me in being a lost cause. It feels really good.
Look, here's what I did. I haven't really worked out a lot lately, but then I went and played basketball with you guys a couple weeks ago, and I did just fine. I hung with everybody just fine.
You did great. I don't want to denigrate the basketball you played. How many games were we in where I was like, Dave, cut, and you were like, I know, yeah,
He was so close to saying like, it depends on what version of like keeping up with us you want to go with.
But like game 1 and 2, Dave. And I think I told you this at the time, Dave. I know when Dave is feeling good because his off-ball movement. I mean, second to none. It's very, very good until he gets tired. And then I know he gets tired because he just starts standing in the corner.
Yeah, I was going to say, Dave did a really good job playing those 4 half-court games at half speed against teenagers. I think his body really held up to the strenuous nature of it.
I was doing fine. I don't know what the problem is.
Yeah, and, it's not, you don't work out so that you can move the one piece of furniture up the stairs or whatever. It's like, you're going to feel better in your overall life. You're going to add longevity. You're going to add endurance. You're going to make it to where you can play with your kids more often. Just wait till your kids grow up, man, and you're going to be knocking on my door.
Them being grown up is part of why he doesn't have fucking time to work out.
And he's going to be like, Sean, don't you want to, do you still want to do the Orange Theory thing? Online? I'm going to be like, no, Dave, I'm sorry. I have too many clients now. I tried to slot you in, but now I'm like Tony Orton.
But you can sign up for my class. You can definitely pay the $200 to sign up for my class, and then I'll get you on the list.
Yeah, the standard class isn't there, but I think I have a VIP package. If you pay for a 2-year subscription now.
I have to know what the catalyst was to wonder why my health and my heart is such a concern all of a sudden. So was this what this whole show was about? Was my health?
Yeah, it was
last week. No, it's just the end.
Everything he texted earlier was just to trick you.
Oh, today's episode? No, I have a bunch of questions that I prepared.
Yeah, well, these tough questions were, Dave, why don't you work out? Dave, how come
you're the one who says I want to be in better shape. And remember when Dave was doing Insanity, how many times do you think Dave was I don't even give a shit that I did it? Or do you think Dave was like, I'm in the best shape of my life? Man, I could like play all day. I felt so good. I was taking so many breaths. Like, which one do you think was Dave? The latter one.
I think it was the latter one. I'm assuming here.
You took too long to think about it, so I had to finish it for you. The latter. Yeah, he felt so good because he worked out so much. I just want Dave to have a healthy heart.
Dave, don't you want to be in the best shape of your life again?
Dave, do you want to be in the best shape of your life?
Would you like to have my 3 kids and a dog, and I will swap spots with you, and then...
Is that on the table? On the table?
I draft the dog for sure,
I'll think about the trade. If you're being serious.
Sorry.
If you're being serious,
you're not going to break them up and sell them off individually. You got. It's one big combo.
It's all or nothing.
But you keep going back to your kids, and I'm saying you can find a way to still work out. You can have your cake and eat it too, Dave. Except not cake because that's unhealthy. Something else. You can do it.
Have my carrot sticks and eat them too.
Yeah, or like a healthy food that's tasty, actually. Because carrots kind of stuck.
I guess that is. He's probably. You're right, Doug. He's just looking for someone else to play in basketball.
No, I have people to play basketball.
I do. I feel like this is all coming from him being disappointed in your ability.
It's not
in basketball. I think suddenly,
great.
He's just disappointed you didn't have enough, endurance to play all the games against the teenagers, and now he's a little worried about it.
What I like is that there is no escape for this for Dave because Sean is also running the other segment, so there's nothing for him to segue out of. There's no valve. There's no escape room.
Yeah,
He's trapped.
Exactly. I'm going to go to the next segment. I'm going to say question 1. On a scale from 1 to 10, Dave, will you rate your level of fitness? If it's below 7, let's talk about it.
This is not what you sent earlier.
That was a red herring.
Yeah, the old bait and switch.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, no. So just think about it, Dave. There's some good deals on rowing machines, but you want to get a nice one. You want to get the one that's out of like House of Cards. Am I allowed to still reference House of Cards, or is that even the show is canceled?
I think so.
Okay. Just get a really nice row machine then, like the one that you would not find in House of Cards, or that you would find but you can't watch it anymore.
What about an exercise bike? Is that acceptable?
Dude, that is. Cody has one too. He told me he's been using it. He's been texting me this last week.
No, I haven't.
And he's like, thank you for giving me the inspiration
No, I
to
haven't.
get back on that metal horse
bike
that I call an exercise bike. Yeah. Yeah, he's texting me a lot about it. So,
No,
Row
I'm not.
Machine, Dave. We'll talk about it.
All right.
Or, seriously,
Cool.
the offers there will do Insanity on
Well,
the computer.
Don't you say that your dog's fat?
Who said that?
My dog is very fat.
Yeah.
Your
Dave
dog.
said his dog's
My
fat.
dog is very fat.
Yeah, why don't you
Just-
walk your dog?
Yeah, why don't you go walk your dog?
That's another easy
Well,
alternative.
yeah, would you want your dog to die too? Wow, how dare you?
Actually, don't ask Dave that. That's a dangerous question for Dave.
My dog did chew up my daughter's glasses recently.
Yeah,
so
we
I
know. You
kinda
told
wanna
us,
kick
so
him
that's
out.
why I said
Yeah.
it's a dangerous.
Yeah.
You don't want to know the answer. If Dave
You want? But it was a cry
dog,
for
you
help. He was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
he was
he's
like,
like,
Dave,
"Can we
Dave,
please-
Dave, I'm
Can we
eating too
please
much.
go on a walk.
I'm eating too much, man. I need to go
If we
outside.
don't go on a walk, if you let me go another week with no walk, I'm gonna eat these glasses. And Dave's
Please,
like, "Do it.
please
We'll
let me
see
out
it."
in the 120-degree weather. I want to go on a walk
Yeah.
in 120 degrees. Please walk me.
Yeah,
Let me burn my feet.
he's begging. You're so right, Cody. Cody and I are simpatico.
See, I was on your side for a little bit, and I got bored, so then I hopped to Sean's side.
Yeah. It's always best.
No one.
Cody
could
took
have
my side in
possibly seen this
Orville
coming.
too. I told Maisie. So Cody, it's the Cody and Sean show until he decides he's against me, which is probably going to happen.
Give it
this
30.
episode
Give it
and
30
after,
minutes.
yeah. But for now, I'm going to enjoy it while it lasts. So, anyways, we have some segments to get to. Dave, think about what I said,
right.
Dave. Think about
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Offers on the table. You can be my first client. So, Maisie texted me. That's what's distracting. Okay. So, I have a bunch of questions. You know what I did? I used to have like a segment. I used to try to dress this up. And no one gives a shit anymore. You guys don't give a shit. I try to make it. I get stonewalled. I try to do a bit. Cody's on his phone right now. Speaking of, I'm talking about being stonewalled. He's on his phone as we speak. Crazy. So, anyways,
I was copying you. You're on your phone.
my questions are on the phone.
I'm reviewing the questions, so I'm prepared.
Oh, okay. That's fine then. So we're just gonna the segment is questions, random questions that I thought of.
The segment is Sean Says.
Yeah,
That's what
there's-
the segment is
There's
called.
no theme.
Sorry, are you talking?
Yeah,
Yes.
there's no nothing because nobody cares. Speaking of cry for help, this is my cry for help. Anyways, name.
Sean works from home all day and has no one to talk to.
I have no work to do. So I.
He
Just
doesn't
pick
actually
questions.
work. He just sits here and he has no one to talk to. He looks
No.
forward to this show so he can talk.
That's all I live for. Name the stupidest / worst thing you've ever written. And in any order. I can see you're all just chomping at the bit to go, but don't fight. Just like one of you can
Okay.
just start.
Okay. Worst thing I ever written was being stupid and immature in the early days of the internet, around not early days, but like 2004 or so. There we had a group where we did a March Madness tournament picks, and there was like a guy, everyone picked the teams and stuff, and there's a message board, and somebody decided to just throw a bunch of random picks on there. As like picking 16 seeds over 1 seeds, and me, for some reason, being like 19 and being all righteous, I was like, what a stupid fucking thing. How dare someone pick all these stupid teams, and like just ripping on somebody. And the moderator of the group took it like, I took down your post because like he doesn't know a thing about basketball. He's just playing around because I asked him to. Like, I don't know why you were so mean, but I took down your post. I was like, oh God, why did I do that? That was stupid.
Damn.
So I never did it again. I felt really bad afterward.
There are times where like I think back and I was like, damn, I kind of I would not say overall, but like everybody I think has those moments where like, oh man, like I was the bully. I was like an asshole. And that sucks. I don't think like lately, like now it's fine. You deserve everything that you get.
You
But I'm saying like,
you spent 20 minutes bullying Dave into working out, but
It was about 20 minutes. Yeah.
but that's besides the point.
but I'm saying in the past, yeah.
It took me 3 minutes to switch sides, man. You just opened the door for me to do that, but that's fine.
I had one friend, that was like, I thought we just ribbed each other. He ribbed me too, and then one day he was, I made a joke. And he was like, "Why are you always doing this to me?" And he had like an outburst in the middle of class.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh,
You can't just let it build up like that.
I know." I was like, "Oh my God, I thought we were just kidding." So
I used to peg the overweight kids in the balls on the playground when I was in like 3rd grade.
yeah.
Why them in particular, I have no idea, but
I know.
I did.
It's it's to be funny, right? We had and this is really mean, but we're just sharing this. There was a overweight guy. Everybody used to make fun of him. And there was like, and this is not even a funny joke. That's the worst thing. He would like walk by and I'd be like, everybody like grab onto something. Like there's an earthquake because he's walking by. And I look back and I'm like, what kind of fucking asshole,
You want to be popular.
I wanted people to laugh.
You want people to laugh.
At I did not. But Peter's brought this up more than once. I was so nice to Peter and Sam. I was so nice to Peter and Sam. But this was bullying.
Right, just like you were nice to Dave by bullying him with kindness.
Yeah.
He's just concerned. That's it.
But I just thought that is just mean. I mean, Doug, yeah. Look, roll on the floor. Doug made a story that made him literally ROF. What's that one?
ROFL.
Thank you.
ROFL.
That's it.
I once wrote that Skyward Sword was a perfect score.
Yeah, but
that still bothers me. It's been 7 years, so it's not even like I can like blame my youth on it. I have some really dumbass fan fiction from high school, from like Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy.
See, and that's like, and Dave, I love your answer. I want to. If you wrote fan fiction, that's what I want to like hear about, because I definitely did the same thing. Like, give me like a synopsis of your Chrono Trigger fan fiction.
There was a couple of different Yahoo message boards, so we're gonna go ahead and date that long ago by saying those words together, where everybody just took different characters from the game, and of course some people had their OCs, so they were definitely like their own self-inserts, but not Chrono. Chrono's Chrono. He's his own character, so you can't be him.
Mm-hmm.
But it was somebody else who was also from the Kingdom of Zeo, but they got out before it collapsed or whatever the fuck. Just, it was a stepping stone, and when you're that young, I guess you need reps doing something if you're trying to get into creative writing. But as I look back on it, and I still can through channels I will never share, it's pretty poorly done. And, I don't really regret it. I enjoyed it at the time. It's just really bad and kind of cringy now.
Yeah, well, you know what, though? At least you did. It seemed like it was like collaborative. This is almost like a precursor to D&D in a way.
Kind of. Yeah, and again, because it was collaborative, it was kind of fun. You bounced. There was a give and take, almost like a delayed improv. You would have like a post of a few paragraphs, and then they would respond, and you weren't sure which way they were going to take it. But it wasn't so spontaneous like improv.
Yeah, right.
But
right.
still, I mean, I look back on it, and I'm like, yeah.
That is true. Yeah, I would sleep a lot. And actually, one time, I feel like they visited me like 4 times between like 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. And I think on the last time I was like, I will come over when I'm awake. Okay, and so I had a little bit of an outburst. But I like that, Chris. That's and I'm going to have a very similar story. Cody, though, what is your...
Fuck, I don't know. I never wrote any of this shit. I didn't start writing until I fucking got to to college. I never wrote anything until I got to I was like, I'm gonna take a journalism class, and then that one thing led to another, and I started writing a bunch. I mean, there's probably some stupid ass shit like in the message board days of whining about who the Dodgers should trade for, or this and that. When I was 16 and I thought I had genius ideas of what players would solve all their fucking problems. But none of it's really embarrassing. It's just like, you're out of touch and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, so shut the fuck up. And then I look back and be like, yeah, those are the people who annoy me now. When it's like, why are you overreacting to this or that or one loss? It's fucking baseball. There's 162 games. So mine's not that interesting. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to go back through, because I used to go and post on like when MLB.com and all the team things actually had message boards and forums on their team pages before blogs took off and all that. They housed a bunch of that shit. It's where everyone posted and stuff like that. I'd hop in there every single fucking trade deadline from when I was like 13 to 18 years old and go on there and whine about this or that.
Did you ever insult people?
Oh, fuck yeah.
What was like your worst insult?
I don't know. Like mean shit.
Like what? Like
I don't know, stuff like saying stuff that I shouldn't say now because it's not really like politically correct anymore. Yeah, you're trying to get me fucking canceled. It's like, I'm not gonna fucking say the words I use.
Not the worst isn't like the best burn. I mean like the dumbest. Like you call someone like a poopy face and you were like, ooh, got him.
No, I think I asked if they were actually mentally challenged based on the thought process they used to suggest these, but like in meaner words. I'm not gonna fucking go into that deeply.
Hey, you said it, not me.
Hey, you made me say it, so fuck you. You bullied me again into saying things.
Hey, we
We're
turned
gonna have to
already.
gang up on Sean.
I would
turned already.
like reference the players that I specifically wanted back then, but like you and Dave are gonna have no fucking recollection of who these baseball players are, so it doesn't matter.
I couldn't name you a single
Exactly.
Dodger.
Chris
Almost baseball
may
player.
remember, but like
Sean Green.
What?
no, this was back in
What's
the
your-
I desperately wanted Adam Dunn on the Dodgers days. Back when the guy would strike out 300 times and hit 50 home runs and
Hit
So that-
210.
yeah, exactly, hit
Yeah.
210. He really fit in well with today's baseball, to be fair.
He would.
You were a huge fan of Chan Ho Park back in the day.
First time, not the second time.
I really
okay.
thought Dave was going to just because he like started talking so quickly. I thought he was going to go for like I don't know, like that nice thing I said in your birthday card or something.
See,
like, to me, I really thought.
I have better answers to your other questions. This was the one where I'm like, I don't know. I wrote like shitty stories early in my journalism career, but like I'm too scared to get things like super wrong or really, really piss people off. So like I'm really cautious with what I write most of the time.
I think
now.
I've told this story before, but not in this because I want to get to the other questions. Definitely Dragon Ball Z fan fiction. I was obsessed with Dragon Ball Z, right? So some of it was like I think not that bad. I had like there's a triple fusion. So not just two people fusing, three people fusing, and it was all like the daughters. So you got like some female representation. I thought that was pretty cool. Most of it was fucking bad though. I had Chris. By the end of the first season, they were at Super Saiyan 82 because they just started like exponentially gaining Super Saiyan levels. This won't mean anything to you, Dave. Well, it might. In the entire span of Dragon Ball Z, they gained 3 Super Saiyan levels. And I was like, well, let's take that. More is better, right? So they're just going to skip like 20 at a time. It was really stupid. And then I had the episode where it was 3 straight episodes where they're firing a beam and they're trying to channel like all their anger. So it's a flashback episode. And I thought, what a cool episode to have 3 straight episodes of just flashbacks that are all building towards this wonderful attack. Isn't that pretty cool?
I think that's too many episodes.
It was a lot, yeah. Because writing based on Dragon Ball Z is like, well, you have to write the filler too, and so I took care of the filler.
You wrote
and
a
everything.
lot of filler.
It was like
I will say the only thing that the Dragon Ball Z never really did was put filler in the middle of its like big climactic moments.
yeah,
When
Sean
they finally
wants you to
got
tune in
around
next
to
week.
doing something, they then saw it through.
yeah. Well, you know what? Yu-Gi-Oh almost did what I just said. It wasn't flashbacks, but it was like, hey, let's pause this Yugi Kaiba duel, and we're gonna go back in time.
Yeah, in the middle of the Battle City Finals, let's do a holographic arc.
Oh, and then the hologram. Oh my god, I forgot about that. Even
Yeah.
They stole your idea.
they did an entire separate Cody. The battle between 2 main characters. In the middle of the
I know
battle,
who Yugi and
they go
Kaiba
on an
are.
entire different season. In the middle. Anyways, bad.
Is that not good?
Bad.
Is that
bad
not, is that not
show.
to tune in this week and then that's what you get?
But
More so, it's
also-
just baffling that someone greenlit the decision. They're like,
Yeah.
yep, nope, that's an idea that you've brought to me that I also think is good.
This was
Greenlit.
the template of why I had 3 flashback episodes and Super Saiyan.
Well, someone stole
82.
Sean's idea for that show then, so.
They actually have done episodes where I was like, that was my idea. I can't remember what it was, but I'll think about it. That'll be my next question. Name the thing as a kid that you were obsessed about, but that you like didn't actually know it, but you were like all about it, but your knowledge of it was not there at all.
Sports. Literally, like,
Really?
I didn't fucking understand shit of football or baseball or basketball or hockey. I love sports. I love it now. You think I had any fucking clue what was going on and how these things worked?
Maybe a little.
I think back to trying to- I think back to like, I think back to watching film for high school football and like being, and then like, whatever, fine. I'm like, holy shit, if I knew what I know now about football when I was 16, I'm like, I'd have been such a fucking better player. Like, as simplistic of an answer as this is, I'm like, it just watching football and watching stuff and seeing breakdowns of it, I'm like, oh yeah, like that all makes sense. And I didn't put any fucking thought into that when I was 16 or 15 years old. And go back to when I was a little kid, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is happening in basketball. Like, my grandpa was a high school basketball coach for years, and I went and helped with his teams and all this shit. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck was going on. I just was like, why aren't you scoring more? Score better. Why is it so hard to score?
Right. So much of my youth was my dad screaming at the TV. And so much of my sports knowledge was shaped from him being like, Sharmuta, you had a D-neck! and he's like, just like, the analysis where they just gave up. and all this. And it's like, when you watch modern sports, like, well, no, they're not just giving up. There's adjustments and there's other things happening. But yeah, I thought sports was just who tries the hardest wins always.
If you want a funnier answer, when I was a little kid, I was obsessed with the garbage truck. My family has told this story so many times that I used to get excited when the garbage truck came, and I didn't understand how the fuck they dumped the trash, and it just went into the truck. Where the fuck did it go? It's just gone. The monster thing just came and ate all of my garbage, and I got so excited.
Wait,
apparently, this was when I was like a little kid.
Where did you think it went?
I don't know.
Did you ever have a plan to like sneak into the garbage can so that you could get dumped into the truck with it?
I can't say that I did have that plan because I was like 3 or 4 years old and I can't really find memories from that. But I'm assuming I probably did. My family was worried. Worried is probably not a really nice term. Worried I was just going to become a garbage man because I was so obsessed with how garbage worked and how trash worked and where the fuck it went. And I got to see the cool. So I got a toy garbage truck. I had like one of the little whatever brand it was back then that I could go around and I could dump shit into my truck too. There's a better answer for you, I'm sure.
Did they know immediately then that you were gifted? Would you say?
Was
that the giveaway?
It probably took a couple more years to understand just how brilliant I was going to be as a human being.
Yeah.
But at that time, it's like, I wanted to learn. I wanted to learn about the problems our country and the world was going to face about trash and recycling. Back when I was 3 years old, Sean, I was concerned right away.
I can't really talk because I had a class-wide epiphany that every single word is made up of only 26 letters. And I was like, you guys! And I was like yelling in the class, and all of them were like, yeah, that's. I was the last one to catch on, but I was like, I could not believe, kind of almost so like, where does the trash go? How does it fit all the trash? I was like, how these letters are in every single word? Like, how is that possible? Explain that to me. And it was like, you're dumb.
26 letters, 10 numbers, 13 musical notes. They make up everything.
Yeah. Yep.
And someone's like, you could just like repeat the letters.
Yeah,
and then it becomes infinite how many you can have.
It's so clicked because I was thinking. I think in my head, it was like, okay, how many alphabets are we gonna have to learn? Like, this is one alphabet, but like, there's so many words. Like, where are all the other ones gonna come from? And they're like, this is it.
So this was.
And I was like, holy shit, this is it.
This was the beginning of you being an expert speller when you were like, the light bulb went on. You're like, I can use 2 A's. Holy shit!
There's only 26 letters. This is so easy. Yeah.
John thought the only recorded sentence in human history was the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
Yeah.
That's it. You can't use it anymore.
Yeah, but I only knew the alphabet. I only knew the song. I couldn't if you tell me where a letter in the alphabet is, I have to sing the entire alphabet.
When you So when we do trivia, Chris should just have the question of like, what's the 17th letter in the alphabet? And he's not going to give you no. It's instant. You have to answer immediately.
Okay, do you know the 17th instantly?
I don't know. L.
No,
there's no way.
I don't fucking know.
It's not L.
I don't fucking know.
So
S, I believe.
There's a balance though. Most of the time.
What'd you say, Dave?
S, I believe.
So
the easy way to remember, by the way, is MN's the middle point. That's how I do it in my head. I break it in half, and then it's easy to get to.
Yeah, but generally it's like, I don't know why my brain.
12. I was off by 5.
In the element OP QRSUV range, I'm like really good. What letter comes after this thing? Like the GHI range, I'm still like.
He's 7. I's 9.
Still got to think about it.
Yeah.
Still got to do the song. Yeah.
It's not a song.
It is a song.
It's not a song.
Yeah. You didn't learn a song?
It's just a list.
No, it's just a A, B, C, D,
You're saying a list.
E, F, G. It's with the
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Right, Dave?
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. It's the same song.
So I'm not saying it's unique. I'm just saying it's a song.
It's not a song.
You proved my point. It's a song. Anyways, what was the question? Oh, Cody went first. So, Dave, you obsessed about as a kid.
The sad part, I guess I maybe have 2 answers. One was sports as well, like the Suns specifically. I'd say I was obsessed with them. Watched them all, like thought I knew everything. I'm like, oh, I love the Suns. I watch all these things. I'm a huge fan of Charles Barkley. I didn't know shit about 60% of their roster because I didn't know anything about outside like the 2 big names. And then I really didn't know what was going on. Like when the Suns blew those leads in 94 and 95, I was like, oh, that stinks. We lost. I didn't understand the depths of what that actually meant. And had I known, I would have been much more devastated. But at the time, I was just like, oh, well, we'll get them next year because I was a kid. I didn't know any better.
Don't worry.
So,
Had you only known, they would get you on the devastation later anyway. You missed out on
It's
nothing.
true. It's actually been worse.
Yeah,
Dave,
they had plenty for you.
Dave just blissfully thinking the team's going to make it to the finals every year.
Yeah.
No problem.
I was 8. I was 8 years old the first time they made finals. Like, this is great. This will be a great thing to happen after every year.
Or ever again.
And then the second one is I thought. Sorry, hit mute. I thought I was a expert of on Star Trek: The Next Generation. I had seen like 15 episodes as a kid. Like I liked it, but my parents liked it more than I did, and I just like glommed on. So I saw like 15 episodes. I'm like, yeah, this is like my favorite show. I love this thing. I'm like, oh, and I watched it later in life. I'm like, how did I miss all these episodes? Huh, interesting. So
But that tracks though, because you think you're an expert in everything nowadays too. So like I see the parallel.
I've never,
Except for the things you
the funny
obviously
thing is
don't
I've
know.
never claimed that once. I've never claimed that I'm expert in anything. However, Sean gives me unsolicited life advice every fucking moment of my life. So he's the expert in everything.
I would dispute.
He's the expert on you.
I dispute unsolicited. It depends what you mean by solicit.
How often are you soliciting
Direct,
Sean?
Cry for help.
I would like.
You know,
I
words.
would like people to go back to the first 20 minutes of this episode where Sean just basically said, Dave, here's what you're going to do with your life. And I didn't even know what hit me at all.
Yeah, see, the consent is so complicated. I'm just kidding.
You
It's
solicited
not-
it by existing. That was your mistake.
That's true. I shouldn't have come on the show if I didn't want it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Wearing that
You're
outfit you
asking
have
for
on
it.
Yeah, it's true.
with your shirt.
Ah,
Speaking of shirts, I don't know if I thought I knew everything about this. I guess I just was unaware of how bad it was. I was painfully uncool in grade school. I'm like a lot of kids aren't. You don't really know what like who you are, what you're into yet. Like there's a development stage there. But like I didn't realize what a fucking dweeb I was. My mom was still dressing me through like 3rd or 4th grade in some of the most 90s outfits you could ever see. Like, you know, the side of those like Dixie cups with like the green and pink swirls on them. Those were like track suit pants that I would wear to school. Like, that's just one example I can think back on. So, like, between fashion and, like, no music sense whatsoever, because I'm like, well, my mom listens to, like, ABBA, and my dad listens to Steely Dan, and therefore I listen to all the good music. And people are like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, it's the mid-1990s. Those haven't been relevant even then for, like, 15 years.
Man, you're not listening to the ABC song? Come on. What you fucking dweeb.
That was the hotness. That's how you count the
it
letters.
was great.
So now if I look back, I still have some photos from like back when I was at elementary school, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, again, we all make fashion mistakes in our youth. Some of them are just, passing of the times, right? Like a lot of people had silly things they wore in the 90s that we look back on now, like giant fucking glasses and frizzy hair and whatever, right? But for me, it was especially painful once I had the realization where I was like, oh, this is part of why I'm being made fun of.
If you want an example of that, I had medium length hair like this that I used sun in, and I had streaks of blonde in my hair for years when I was a
That's
little
cool, man. By the time
No,
I got to
it
highlights,
wasn't.
Cody, you were so far ahead of me. By the time I got to highlights, that was like a huge upgrade. I had gelled side part, like gel to where like if you could move a hair, I was like, not enough gel. Put a bunch of gel, like it was like it would like.
kid. So
it
you
was
created a helmet
it
for
was-
your head, basically?
Yeah, it was a clear gel. It just gets hard. And I just put it, and I got to get it right. And I had glasses. I definitely wore suspenders. I was like the stereotypical nerd, but it was actually my outfit. And it's so funny, Peter, you took the wind out of my sails because of that, the thing that I was so obsessed with was Jinko jeans. All my friends like Jinko jeans and the characters, and I was like, I'm so cool. Look, these jeans are like 6 sizes too big. You gotta get them like down to your ankles. The jean shorts. We would draw the little
could not-
characters. This is a big awakening for me. I was still wearing the whitey tighties. So that doesn't really match, but I got the Jinko jean shorts at least.
I could not fathom why those are popular even when I was 13. I remember like everyone wearing them and being like, no, this is stupid. And I didn't do it.
Yeah.
So
Where did Sean
that's
grow
one
up,
plus.
so.
One thing I've done right in my life.
Let me ask a question. So there was Fubu jeans.
Yes.
Okay. I really wanted Fubu jeans. and I never got them. And I'm wondering if that was a blessing in disguise. So the name of FUBU jeans is for us, by us.
Yes.
And I feel like I should not have bought those jeans.
You were not allowed to wear them.
Okay.
Did you think you were part of the us?
I didn't know what FUBU meant. I thought it was Jinko. I like just some.
You thought
fucking letters.
FUBU was knockoff Jinko?
I literally did. I thought FUBU was a little bit nicer Jinko. Maybe even the same company, but like FUBU designates
it was the fancy brand.
Yeah, I mean I didn't know anything.
Like it's like car brands where they have a shit brand and a better brand.
Yeah, like FUBU was like the premium baggy jean short brand.
It was the AJs to the bashes.
Yeah,
basically.
and there was like a little bit like the ones that I saw, they were a little bit like darker color, like they looked a little nicer, and I was like FUBU. That was really nice. I only went shopping one day a year when we went to Vegas to the malls.
Good choice.
Yeah, and so we would do it, and FUBU and Jinko, and I guess I knew nothing, but yeah.
You weren't like wearing like Levi's and shit, like just regular jeans.
No, eventually, but you could get those at JCPenney's, and I was
could
like,
get them at
fuck
JCPenney's.
JCPenney's.
Oh, okay, JCPenney's wasn't good enough for you. Okay.
No, because we had a JCPenney's like nearby, and Vegas had all these new stores. Where like you can't
the single branded store where it's like I'm going to the FUBU store.
If I could have gone to like an American Eagle when I was, that would have been like a dream come true.
Oh man, I can only imagine Sean with bleached hair and that helmet head walking into an Abercrombie and Finch and being like, I'm home.
I mean, that was me at 14.
Yeah.
Walking into Abercrombie and Hollers being like, oh my God, this is where I'm supposed to be as a white person. This is where I'm supposed to go shopping.
I never did a hairstyle.
Plus, I'm from California, so like that really was the truth.
I don't know, like when I did a hairstyle that like I wanted, like because like my mom did my hair part, and then I did. Everybody was doing highlights. So I was like, I have to do highlights, and everybody's doing the mop tops. So I was like, well, I have to do the mop top.
Here, Sean. This is me in I don't know which grade.
We got to show it to the camera.
Hair part like that.
That's what I looked. That you could show from if I squinted, I'd be like, yeah, that's a picture of me from youth.
Yeah, you get the hair.
I mean, that's a pretty common 90s to early 2000s.
I had mine parted for most of the 90s as well before I
think that's what we mostly did. I don't know what grade this is, but it's somewhere right around
I would
there.
say add maybe 6 more gallons of hair gel, but you would have been.
I didn't need hair gel. I had nice smooth hair that fit right into place.
Here's what's funny: when you have
I know, Maisie, I was cute before I became a dick.
When you have dandruff and you're parting your hair super tight, slick back with gel, does not do your dandruff any favors. It's just kind of all on display right there.
So you just got so much gel that there's just dandruff stuck in the gel.
No, well,
or it was
just stuck on the top of my head.
It was just falling off of the helmet you had.
Yeah, and because I'm so worried, like nowadays I have dandruff. Somebody points out, I'm like, yeah, like here, and I have some. Back then, somebody points out dandruff, I'm mortified.
Right.
I'm like, my sister poured baby powder on my head. That's what that is.
I'm trying a new shampoo.
Yeah.
I just switched recently.
And they were like, oh, okay, because I think it's just dandruff. It's like, nah. So a lot of insecurities there.
Imagine having dandruff and acne. What a world.
Yeah, I mean that's where it's at. I did I was on all sorts of stuff to try to get acne, and it never really worked. Eventually,
the answer for acne is usually get older.
Yeah, it just kind of worked itself out.
Usually, some people have skin conditions that are more serious. I get it, but in general, it's just survive these few years. It'll be better soon.
Well, and as Dave knows, because I did this at his wedding. I if I have a pimple, they're like, just leave it alone, let it no, because then it's a whitehead. So
you gotta pop it.
I pop it immediately. So I popped it at Dave's wedding. He was like, "What are you doing?" It's the most angry I've ever seen Dave. How dare you pop a pimple at my wedding? He was
a completely made up story.
No, it's not. No, I had a pimple, and it was faint. But I popped it, and it was one of the ones where the blood, it doesn't want to pop. So all the blood gets trapped on the surface. And so now I have a red mark on my face. And he was like, what are you doing? You don't pop it?
They made me tie back my long hair, too. I don't think they liked us as individuals very much.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything to say about that. But also, that story never happened, Sean.
It did happen. Dave, do you think it's likely on the day of your wedding that maybe you had other things to remember than my acne? Do you think you remember it perfectly? In which case, maybe you didn't care enough about the actual wedding taking place. About that.
You're the bad guy no matter what here, even if he did make up the story.
Yep. You can see the trap coming.
I didn't even like question it
Yeah.
at all.
Name a recent accomplishment.
I think Chris should go first.
I mean, Chris has, I think, the most recent accomplishment.
And an actual, tangible, true
An
accomplishment.
actual accomplishment.
You remember that time Dave hit Sean during his wedding? That was great. I remember that. I don't
What
know if
an
you remember, Dave.
accomplishment.
You were probably too busy getting married.
I will let you go, Chris, I promise. But remember that time I tried to hook you up with my cousin that you would have murdered each other had you actually been like together for more than 20 minutes, Sean? Yeah,
Oh,
you.
that
I remember
cousin.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
that
another
cousin. She just
that
got
was at
engaged,
Nick's
by the way.
wedding. Yeah.
Yeah, she just got engaged, by the way, just so you know.
You
Anyway,
wanted Sean to be part of your extended family?
We
Wow.
went on a date, kind of, and I was like getting ready to tell Dave, like, yeah, we went on a date, and like, I don't know, I wasn't really feeling it. And he was like, don't tell me, I don't want to hear anything. I was like, do you think like we just like we were gone for like an hour? You think we just went and like hooked up? It was like a very not great date. That was it. That's the story.
I don't remember that either. But anyway, go ahead, Chris.
Well,
I am now a 3-time Tree Bash Open champion.
that's a dynasty officially.
Kind of. I've won in each amateur division now. I was in the highest one this year. I was also in it last year. I didn't win last year, so I'm not 3 for 3. I'm 3 for 4. This year, I was not super confident going in. We usually talk about these in like a little 5-minute burst. I won't even go that long on this, but I have not played much this year. This last year in general has been trash for work. It's only now maybe kind of getting better, and if it wasn't for Cody, I probably would have already blown my brains out.
And me.
I don't want to talk about work right now, though. So I came into the tournament with no expectations, really. I thought I had a chance to do well. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't like downplaying it, but I didn't come in like I got to finish top 5 or whatever. And I shot a 10 under bogey-free round the first day, which was in first by 1 shot. And that was the point where I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'm doing better than I thought. I don't know. The second day it got super windy. I still shot a 5 under, which I was really proud of, maybe even more than the first round, even though the score wasn't as good because the conditions were tougher. And so I went to the final round with a 3-shot lead. I'd never been in the lead going into the final round. I've been tied for the lead once in a Tree Bash and won that. I've come from behind. I came from 4 down to win Colorado States on the final day. And I got to admit, I got myself pretty worked up about it the night before. Because it was like I had sent messages out to some people being like, yeah, here's the standings. You can follow along tomorrow. And all of a sudden it became like, now I have to win this.
Yeah, right.
It wasn't just like I could win this. I might win this. I should win this. It was I have to, or now everyone's going to think I fucking suck. And I kind of tanked the middle stretch. I was 1 under through 6, but I didn't feel great. And 7 through 12 was probably the worst stretch of disc golf I've ever played in a tournament. I missed 2 10-footers, one of them an air ball. I threw out of bounds on a really horrible shot on hole 9. Just felt like everything was falling apart. And all of a sudden, my 3-stroke lead became a 3-stroke deficit by hole 11. And I was like, well, fuck. Like, it's happened. I've thrown away this opportunity. I haven't won an MA1 yet. Like, this is such a waste. And then I birdied 12. And I thought to myself, you know what? Like, what the damage is already done. The 3-shot lead was at least a buffer against a stretch of bad play. So fuck it. Like let's just go out on my sword. Let's go out on my terms and figure out like what happens afterwards after the fact. And then I birdied 13 by making a 70-foot putt. I birdied 15 with a jump putt. I birdied 16 with a jump putt. And all of a sudden, I step on the 18th tee and I'm ahead by 3 again. And 18 is a par 5, a short par 5, attackable. I eagled it in practice. Many players eagled it in practice. But with a 3-shot lead on the tee, I know no matter what the group ahead of me does or the other guy on my card who's still within reach, a par wins. So somehow, despite tanking for 6 straight holes and throwing away basically a 6-shot swing, I managed to crawl back into a position where I had my complete destiny on the final hole. Because I could play safe. I didn't have to bring the OB on the right side into play. I didn't have to run a putt if it got iffy. I threw a good drive, laid up short, laid it to 15 feet, could have putted it, made a birdie and won by 2, but I didn't need to, so I chucked it under the basket, and I won the Tree Bash Open for a 3rd time.
Well, and you brought up wind, and I don't want to undersell the wind, because at our house, I was thinking, like, oh my God, like it was like the walls were shaking again at times. Like it was a lot of wind. I was like, oh, I hope this isn't impacting the tournament.
It was 40 mile an hour gusts that day.
So despite that, especially on some of the holes where you're like, you birdied, Like they don't account the wind for the birdie that you just played through it. So that's really awesome.
Yeah, and Sunday was actually almost worse for the wind, even though it wasn't as windy. Like you said, Saturday was super windy.
Yeah.
Like constant wind and then gusting to 40. Sunday was calm except when it wasn't, and the gusts would kind of come unexpectedly.
Yeah.
And I think that was part of what got in my head on putting was I had one putt. The first one I missed was for a birdie, so I saved a par still. It wasn't as bad, but I was expecting headwind and none came, so it just went into the cage. Like I was like, oh, it's going to lift. It didn't, and I looked like an idiot. I think that's where it started going downhill. Because I got in my own head about it a bit, and I'm very good on my mental game, but that was the spot where I started like spiraling a bit. So at the end of the day, I felt more relief than pride on this one, only because I talked myself in circles the night before. But it's probably the best win of my career, even better than the States last year. And now I'm just kind of biding my time. I'm not currently signed up for any more tournaments this year. We'll see when I have time. If not, I'll turn 40 next year and maybe go pro.
You're waiting for the invite to the whatever pro tournament is called.
Whatever.
That's right.
You're like, I'm just going to relax, wait by my phone, and see what calls I get. It's pretty
The
cool.
old people pro tournament he's going to be in. The old senior tour now.
The old
Yeah,
people
that's true.
pro tournament.
Technically,
Yeah.
I got invited to Worlds this year. I went to Austin for Nationals a couple of years ago. Worlds this year was in Michigan, and I was like, I don't have the time. I mean, I have the money, but I don't want to spend the money to go do this. So it's not happening.
The temptation to text him as he had bogeyed a shit ton of holes was really high, and I'm like, no, don't be a fucking asshole.
You know what's
'cause
funny?
He's fucking miserable right now.
If you and this, we're different because I am very much like when I spiral. I will almost the only time I will spiral is like if I have that lead. So, I tell you guys, this is much lower stakes. Like when I'm shooting, I'll hit like, I don't know, a bunch. I think I've told you, Dave, when I'm shooting like 100 threes, and I'm like on my best ever, and I'm only missing like 1 out of every 15. And I'm like, oh my God, this is it. And then I miss like the next 10 straight or whatever. It's like, that happens. If you would text me during that would actually like make me feel better.
To help you.
Whereas I don't necessarily know if that's the same for Chris, but I'd be like, yeah, okay, good. Like it takes we can laugh about it, and that takes a little bit of the pressure off.
Because so when you're watching like the live stats numbers changing, right? There's no context of what the fuck's happening, what those holes look like, or anything. I don't know the course, so I saw that happening, and I'm like, fuck, like because I want to text him and be like, the fuck's the matter with you? Like just like to be a smartass because Chris knows my personality enough to where he knows I'm not actually mad. I'm just being a dick about it to try and get his mind off of it. I'm like, I could be funny and be like, well, at least you had a big ass lead, so at least you're not down by 10.
Or if you even
And then I'm like, no, because he actually called me on Friday and was like dead serious about being like excited about this. And then also had mentioned like this would be like, a big win if he could actually pull this off. I'm like, no, because he's beating himself up right now. Just shut the fuck up. And then I see him birdie the next couple, and I was like, all right, well, this is actually back in play again. And I just sat there fucking like the last 3 holes from like 16. I was wandering around Vegas and I was refreshing my phone over and over again, being like, fucking please, because I know this was really important to him. I'm like, you came back and you're actually in contention again. Please don't have a fucking bogey.
I think in more time, I will be more proud of it. Again, right now, it was just, I was proud as I left the course. And then as I waited for the award ceremony, I was kind of like, God, you really built this up too much. And now I know. I had never been in that position. If I ever am again, I'll know better what to do and what not to do. Because the night before, I was like, all right, here's what I might say in a victory speech. Here's what I might... And it's like, you can't do that shit. Like, what are you doing? That's not me. But whether I wanted to or not, it happened.
Cody, you just wanted him to win because you knew he was going to take it out on you in your office.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I was terrified. I'm like, he told me I don't have to do shit on Monday. If he loses, I'm going to come back and be like, where the fuck aren't you doing more work?
Kiss vacation goodbye.
Because the second
Forever.
the second it finished and at 18, because there was a guy, there was 2 people, he and somebody else were on 17. I think I was close enough. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's won going into 18, as he just said. But the second it refreshed, I was like, okay, finally, I fucking text him. Because I was like waiting the whole fucking time as we're walking around.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love it.
I hit the thread we have with like Nick and Doug and Mike with a let's fucking go in all caps because I think that was a little bit of like pent up stress release.
Yeah. Well,
So
nice.
yeah, there's the latest disc golf adventure. And again, we'll
The Fly
see.
Staff champion. We got
Next year probably is the next time that'll happen. So who knows?
I'll use that as a reference for for like my workout program. Like Chris is a client; he's the champion of disc golf, and it's the 3 easy steps. I walked him through how to put it in perspective. Dave, accomplishment.
I just love that Sean would never talk about me when he does his workout. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's one of the failed ones we don't talk."
Yeah, no,
about.
you don't look at that guy. He's a work in progress. No.
He's a poster child for what not to do.
Yeah, yeah. We'll do the before and after. You're the before. Chris is the after.
Look, accomplishments, man. It's a hard thing to say because it feels like my recent accomplishments are mundane in the sense of I replaced a outlet recently, and I had never really worked with anything electrical before. And I'm like, oh shit, I actually did this myself. It was broken, and I fixed it. That felt really cool. It's not my accomplishment, but watching my daughter get 2 hits in a softball game is like, oh my god, like this is so freaking cool.
That's your accomplishment.
Yeah, in a way, it's your accomplishment, but it's also it's not in a couple different ways. You get really weird and be like, "That's my genes," but I think more like, "Oh, the way you're raising her and all of that." But it's also your daughter and not you. So I think at first I thought you were in my head. You said electrical outlet, and I went to like light bulb, and I was like, "Yeah, I don't know if we're on the same page here." No, electrical outlet. That's pretty cool.
I had one. It was an outdoor one that where the plug stopped working completely, and I took out the old one, put in the new one. So I was like, hey, I figured this out. I undid the wires and put the new ones in, and it was like, hey, all right. I don't want to do it again. I'm surprised I didn't kill myself, Nick. So I'm not going to do that again. Like electricity scared me in that instance.
Yeah. Now the impetus, though, of course, is more problematic. He almost killed himself, not for a sense of accomplishment or to like get hands in. He wanted to save the money. He didn't want to pay someone who's trained.
He turned this into you being cheap.
He wants to risk his life for.
He turned the fucking accomplishment you tried to express into you being cheap. He has pure vendetta against you tonight.
No, that's okay. You know,
it's okay that you think it's a great accomplishment. It's okay.
Justify the means, like whatever the. Michael Jordan was like, oh yeah, I took that personally. He like looked at me funny or whatever. It didn't matter. He's still great. I'm just. Dave, the end justifies the means. Saving, a nickel. The nickel saved is a nickel earned. Right?
Is that what inflation does to? Is that what inflation does to sayings? Because there's always
it can't be a penny because that's just stupid.
We're in America now.
I don't think the newer generations know what a penny is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there you go.
All right. Okay. Let's go. Dave, that is actually a big deal. I'm very impressed, and I've never done anything close to that.
Don't bullshit
so
me.
I swear to God, I'm being serious. I really have never done. The biggest accomplishment I have with handiwork is like, I found a really good repairman. He gave me a great deal.
Sean
That's my accomplishment.
Sean Googled real hard and found that
thing.
A
lot of research. I looked at the reviews. And then I hired some other guy who was on the black market anyways.
I will once again remind our listeners that in the earlier days of this show, Dave was presented as the aloof, rich, elite one, and Sean was the everyman. And I will give no additional context.
It's still true. I'm not saying I just told you I hired like some dude.
See, from an outside perspective of not being around during those times, that's not quite how I see it.
Look,
as Sean on vacation was surrounded by video game consoles in a recliner.
I just want to know here. I want the truth. If you had to be given a truth serum,
okay,
how much did you spend last month on juice?
Okay, you could have gone with a better example because I didn't go that much. Truthfully,
ask him how much he spent on protein bars.
That's a better example. That's better.
That's not the best one, but we're getting there.
That's better.
From downstairs, Macy says, "Oh, girl."
Yeah, can you get your wife downstairs?
At least $200. Because but I'm buying for 2. Because Maisie just eats them like fucking
that damn star pupil just keeps devouring them because she knows it's part of the training plan.
Of boxes, and this is the first time. Do I normally spend $200 on protein bars? No, but there was a sale, and there's this new brand that's really good. So it's like, well, I got to try all of them. Do you do the value pack? No, you got to get the full box for each flavor. So I got 5 boxes, $30 each, and then we went through them all.
So that's actually Sean's accomplishment. He found a great deal on protein bars.
I did buy it, and they're really good. I'm going to let you try. You tried one, I think, at the house, Dave. I think.
I did. They were actually really good.
They were good, right? They were like, you could almost say it was a candy bar. Like, I could almost fool you to be like, this is almost like a candy bar.
The whole point of the question was, you're spending money
on
what was the
point?
Things.
I thought you just wanted to talk about.
Oh, no. He helped you make your point, but then he needed some exposition as to why it was justified.
Yeah, exposition, context, backstory. Yeah.
So fuck me for saving some money on changing a freaking electrical outlet.
Well, but I mean, you'd rather die than pay the $50 to some other guy. That's the only point.
Dave, you're actually hurting the economy because you're not paying people for their service.
Dave is eliminating jobs.
You're a job killer, Dave.
Exactly. He has a robot car and he's doing his own electrician work.
What's next, Dave?
I'm only helping those billionaires.
What's next? You're gonna dissolve the union at your work? Like, what's your fucking problem?
What's a union?
What's a union? Yeah. Cody, accomplishment.
I mean, I'm like Dave. I don't have anything like that feels
Come
like.
on.
Look. Ask me in like 4 more months when I hopefully have awards from going back to journalism and writing again. I don't have any of those right now, so I can't.
Are you gonna get awards? Have you gotten awards before? You can talk about one of those.
Yeah, I have a lot of awards from writing.
What are your awards for? I never heard of awards.
I'm not gonna talk.
I would assume you made them up.
No, I'm not gonna go through that because I would like to be more sentimental with my answer.
What do you mean sentimental?
I feel
You won awards for your writing.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
Yeah, Cody, don't give the answer you want to. Give the answer Sean wants.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, so fine, Sean. I'll start with the actual answer of my biggest accomplishment recently, although it's not really recent anymore, is becoming engaged. I feel like that's actually a relatively sentimental, big exciting thing.
It's only accomplishment if you feel like you nabbed a really great girl.
Well, yes, I love my fiance very, very much. She feeds you pounds of food.
Yeah,
when
I'm
you're
not saying
around.
she's not great. I just like
So,
you have to feel it.
I mean, I guess the other version of that accomplishment is like actually going through, because my fiance is quite busy with work and grad school right now, to where I built our most of our wedding website. I put together a lot of that stuff to take some pressure off of her, and I felt really accomplished by getting that done and getting invitations out and all this type of shit. Again, it's pretty mundane, but it's just kind of, that is actually how you spell her name, Maisie. That's correct. RYA. And I just that was what I was going to go with, of like, that feels pretty accomplished. Like, I'm making progress on wedding plans and things like that and stuff that is a big deal in my life. You want me to be lamer, I could be like, I won my fantasy football championship last year. That could be really annoying.
That is lame.
And yes, there's writing awards. There's an award thingy for the state for papers that we submit into. Chris and I are in the middle of submitting the awards right now before the 31st, that I have won in the past for writing sports, writing a column shitting all over Kobe Bryant retiring, and taking photos and things like that. That's probably my favorite accomplishment, is getting first place for a column that said Kobe Bryant sucks, why are we celebrating his retirement, was actually pretty fucking satisfying.
Nice. I like that.
I wrote a column after LeBron's finals loss to the Mavericks that made me feel pretty good. It didn't win any awards. I don't even think we tried to. It wouldn't have, to be clear. But I felt like very cathartic about it. Yeah. This is your so-called king?
Are you not entertained?
So in a way, somebody who's cynical could say like you're like the champion, like simp, like the whipped boy, because you're doing like wedding stuff.
Sure, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm very comfortable with my.
I would not say that.
You wouldn't say that. Some people would just have toxic masculinity and say that.
A lot of people are saying.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that.
People, tears streaming down their face.
See, I have really sat back and been like, yeah, this seems pretty good that my wife will make more money than me, and I will stick around and help with kids and work from home and work remotely. I'm like, that seems like a pretty fucking good life. I don't remotely give a shit about gender, norms and roles and masculinity and like all the things that Harrison Butker said that women are terrible and men should be doing. No, I'm good with the flipping the. I'm flip.
How
flip
you
it.
know that I'm kidding is you just described. I've gone over that dream many times on the show. I was
yes.
like, just gotta wait for Maisie to make a bunch of money, and I can just retire. She can be the breadwinner.
Exactly.
I don't have to do anything.
I have no shame in that at all.
Yeah, that's great. That's the life.
You might be waiting a while.
No, what I want, Dave, is I'm gonna retire at 55, and then Maisie will only be like in her 40s. She still has to work for like a bunch of years, so I get to siphon off her health.
It's
insurance.
great that Maisie's 18 years younger than you, and she has
Yeah.
so much more life to give.
In fact, if I could downgrade, what?
You've never once said anything more I'm fucking rich than I want to retire at 50.
No, it's not because I'm going to be in position to retire at 55. It's because I'm just going to do it, and then my wife will be able to be like, well, I guess I have to pick up the slack. I'm going to be like, I can't work. if I even look at work, I'm not like make something up. I'm just she doesn't know the difference.
How out of
I'd be
touch
like,
can you be when the majority of our age is like, I'm never going to get to retire? Sean's like, I'll work for about 10 more years.
Well, you have to understand he's going to have a whole book full of respected clients at that point, so he can just do a little bit of advising on the side,
That's fair.
That's
not
true.
call it work. Because if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life.
exactly, and I'll let Maisie do like the person who like leads the video, and I'll just write the thing, give it to her, and then she can do
You're
it.
gonna pimp out your wife in workout
Yeah.
videos. That's your fucking
Of
life
course.
plan.
Of course.
That's the real thing is just make something that just keeps making money on top of hand over fist. You
Yes,
write the
yeah,
thing.
I've
once
always
and
said
then
this.
boom.
Maisie is not so much like a wife as an investment. You know,
I swear to
And
God.
that's how we should think about women.
that's what I do. So this Harrison guy, yeah, no, women have value. Literally, they are an investment. They are there to make you money.
For Maisie out there watching, I just want to let you know the guest bed is right over there. You can take it if you need to get out of this abusive relationship. Just blink twice. That's all
I
you
had
need
to
to
live
know.
through Amway, all right? I'm just telling you, I've heard this before.
Yeah. So, I mean, anyways, women are investments. Wait. Okay.
How
so,
many more times can Sean work in his workout Ponzi scheme into this show?
You have to understand, there's been different bits over the years. I mean, he had a whole presidential campaign that I don't want to rethink. You know,
Oh,
it's
good.
just...
At least this one is like in the realms of like realism.
I was like,
It's
if you're going to use the
somewhat-
word reality right there,
It's
I'm like, okay, fine.
Somehow, you can see the degrees to where this could happen. Whereas me running for president,
I don't know. RFK's doing it. He doesn't have a fucking
I
chance.
mean, that's true. That's true.
Has a worm eaten part of your brain? Then you're qualified to
I
run for
actually think
president.
that was part of the angle. It's like, well, anybody can run. Donald Trump's running. I'm gonna run.
I thought you were going to say that part of the angle was that a worm had eaten part of your brain, like that brain-eating amoeba you were scared about for like a
You
month.
know, I never knew. Right? It could have happened. I could have been right the whole time. It
Right.
ate and left, and now I'm brain damaged.
This year, if you decide you don't want to vote for Trump or Biden, you can vote for a gay presidential candidate, and he's legit libertarian candidate.
I thought you were talking about
The
me.
libertarian candidate is gay. No, I'm not calling you gay.
Oh,
No, literally, the libertarian candidate is a gay, openly gay man.
Well, I assume
First time.
libertarians are just going to vote for Trump because he talked in front of them one time and got roundly booed, but that doesn't matter. So I'm assuming they're just going to vote for
That's
him.
stupid.
Huh.
That's stupid.
Okay.
Move
But-
for your next question.
No. So first
One
of all,
more. One more question. Come on.
Well,
one
I
more
didn't even
question.
do my achievement. By the time I'm done with my achievement, we're gonna be out of
We
showtime.
don't care about your achievements. You're hosting the show. You're not answering. Ask us another question.
I gotta give my. Okay, I'm gonna do one more question.
Your achievement wasn't your Ponzi scheme with your wife to make
No,
workout videos. I
but
feel like that was your fucking
I'll
achievement.
do my achievement next week then.
It'll be 20 minutes to open the show.
This is Chris's favorite thing. He's like ready to go. He's ready to be the host, and I just steamroll the whole thing. Where's the questions? Where are they?
Welcome to Gray Areas. And my achievement
Yeah.
was
Chris, thanks for entering the show for me. Now, I have been thinking about this a lot. You know what? Let's do this. I like this.
So just so I'm following here real quick while you're reading this and deciding, you're not answering the current question. You're going to ask a different question and answer this current question in a future episode.
Yes,
Correct.
but only because of Cody. This is not my fault. This is Cody's fault.
I decided
You
to
heard me. I said I want to answer. He said no. He said fuck you.
Sean talked enough for the show. I just decided to butt in and take it over.
You
It's
heard it
fine.
here. I mean, he's right there.
I'm in the intro now. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I don't care.
We haven't had a Cody-led episode yet, too, so I'm going to be interested to see what that looks like when the time comes.
Oh, you don't want to see what that
Just,
looks like.
yeah, you lead the episode, Cody, but just let me talk about my achievement. It's a good achievement. I'm going to set the scene for you. I'm going to set the scene. You're going to love it. I'm going to bring back 20 years of history.
I think a Cody-led episode is me being like Judge Judy, and Sean and Dave are litigating something, and I'm deciding who wins
like
that case.
I like that a lot. So do that. Chris,
am
do you
I
hate
like-
me more taking 20 minutes to answer the question or 20 minutes to preamble the question?
No, I love
that I'm not going to
prevarication.
answer.
I think prevarication is what makes the world go round, so it's great.
Yeah. Okay, I'm really split. Because pet peeves could be fun, but then I think things that happen in movies. No, you know what? That's gonna be a longer question because I have a lot of stuff.
You're not answering the fucking question.
I
It
do
doesn't
want
matter.
to answer the question, but let's go with pet peeve. Pet peeves round 2, and I say round 2 because we've done round 1. I don't know anybody remembers, but we did for sure. So, Dave, why don't you go with a pet peeve or several? I don't care. You're taking a long time for. You asked me, would I send the questions ahead of time? I said yes.
It's probably when people decide that they think they know your life better than you know your own life, and therefore can tell you how to live your own life. That's a huge pet peeve.
Oddly specific.
You know what one of Sean's pet peeves is? You not answering the question quick enough.
Yeah, and I would also say you're not putting yourself in the position for other people to know it better than you. You're just too much in the weeds,
Could
Dave.
you please answer this question that he asked in about 3 seconds notice after 5 minutes of preamble?
Yeah.
Could you please?
Come on, let's go. This is improv. You love improv. We've talked many times about how good at improv you are. Okay, go ahead. You have the floor. I vamped for you now.
Oh, you mean when I already answered the question? It's actually a pet peeve when I answer questions and people don't fucking listen to what I say.
All right. Dave has lost his privilege.
Has been revoked.
Dave, when your children don't listen to you, is that a pet peeve?
Yeah, actually.
No,
exactly.
Dave's like, I have better,
and so
better time
Sean,
with my children than Sean.
Sean being an extension of your children.
He's actually less mature. It's exactly true.
I get like an intelligence from my kids sometimes. Cody, what's a pet peeve?
Considering I've been driving so fucking much, it's when everyone in this fucking state stays in the fast lane driving, and I'm coming up on them pretty fast, and they don't get the fuck out of the fast lane to let me pass them over and over again. It's happened so goddamn many times. It's been driving me crazy lately.
You were in a bad mood.
I was in a fucking
That
terrible.
night.
I hate fucking driving, and I hate driving in traffic, and I hate dealing with all these fucking people that because we inherently have to go up and down a mountain over and over again when we go down to the valley. People sit there going 65 or 70 in the fast lane, forcing you into the slow lane. And there's one thing that we also have here, which is a bunch of fucking semi-trucks. So all of a sudden, because people don't get the fuck out of the way, you start creating traffic over and over again because there's trucks passing in the slow lane, passing regular cars. Then they get over into the fast lane, which then backs it up further. And we just have this constant theme of fuck up people who don't know how to drive on 2-lane highways. And it drives me fucking crazy when Arizona's speed limit is 75 for most of the freeway, and we all drive like 85 anyway. I'm entitled to go 85 miles an hour.
If I'm in a bad mood, you can still fuck with me. If you're in a bad mood,
Can't fuck with
I'm
me.
like, I'm not actually going to do it.
Yeah, can't fuck
like
with me.
you've gone,
Yeah.
you've gone beyond the line of where like I'm going to.
I break.
Space.
I absolutely break.
You learn pretty quick.
Yeah.
And honestly, thank God for X-Men because it just flipped my mood around the
That's
day
true.
where I was so mad because I got to watch so many people die. And it was
That's
such
true.
a refreshing reprieve.
He's like,
Yeah.
as this person's getting exploded, they were a left-hand lane driver.
They
Yeah.
were!
I
Exactly!
Yeah. Like you're like you were like a rabid dog.
Yeah.
No, not like a rabid dog, like a very upset dog. And you can't pull a upset dog out of the kennel. You gotta like give them like treats and let them come on there. That's what X-Men was. X-Men was the bait.
Have a treat. Everyone got blown up.
Yeah.
Have a treat. He did die.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Have a treat. Yes, this woman is really a clone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, good.
I have lots of pet peeves. I could have a whole fucking show of pet peeves.
We should at some point because
I'm the grumpy person.
It would have been easy.
I just observe things all day and I'm like, oh, that's annoying. Chris, pet peeve.
Right now, it's about NBA discourse.
Yeah.
We'll do a tight 3 on this, but
Okay.
just in like the last couple weeks, trying to crown Ant as the next MJ. He's 22. He hasn't won jack shit yet. Shaq openly dissing Jokic in the middle of an interview about him winning MVP. All the fucking old heads like Gilbert Arenas and Kendrick Perkins with their dumbass takes. Some of them don't even like warrant the light of day. But like I saw somebody say this on Twitter a couple weeks ago and it resonated with me. No other sports league hates its current players more than the NBA does.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times in baseball, you have this reverence for the guys of the past, even the steroid era guys who inflated their numbers, right? Oh yeah, that guy hit like 600 home runs. He was awesome. And the NFL, it's oh yeah, like think how good like Dan Marino was. Yeah, he didn't win a title, but like he was a really good quarterback. And all we do is fucking compare and contrast and cut people down, and it's fucking tiring. And I guess the NBA is just built on drama now. That's why everybody loves trade season because that's drama. They love every time a stupid ass story happens. I don't know. I find it to be tiresome. Maybe it's different because we're not in the playoffs deep this year, but the last couple of weeks I've been like, I'm interested in the games, and all this other stuff can fuck off.
Well, I think it's so interesting. Dave is always like, why, like, and to his credit, most of the time he's being rhetorical, but like, why doesn't Booker get enough love? Why is it always about Luka? And it's like, well, Booker is very low key. Luka's a drama queen, and that's it. Talent-wise, they're both really good players. Luka's really good. We have to admit it. Booker's really good. But the difference is one of them's a drama queen. The only time people care about Booker is with Luka and that rivalry.
Or dumb drama.
Well,
Double
yeah,
teams,
like the
mascot.
Raptor. Yeah.
Which shows you, again, what a reach it is every time. It's never about on-court anymore.
The argument of he's a whiner or he's a flopper is so overly used and so misunderstood that it drives me up the fucking wall. So yeah, I've honestly backed off of NBA discourse completely lately because I'm just like, I don't need it in my life anymore. I don't want it. I don't need it. I will pay attention to the Suns, and that's about it anymore.
Yeah, I think it's good.
It kind of sucks in a way.
Yeah. Well, mine is just talking. It's just talking, Cody. And like you, I can go on a whole episode, but it's just every day people saying shit to me. And I'm like, that's stupid. And this is veering very hard into old man territory. And that's fine. Some of it is not, and then some of it starts it. So asking me, for example, when I'm in a fucking drive-thru, have I told the story yet? And I'm like, okay, I have an order. Let's see. I'd like to start with a burger. And like, can I get you anything else? Like, yeah, I for sure just started this order. I have a few other things. I'd also like to get an order of fried. Cool. Would you like anything else? And you just have to be like, yes. How about you let me finish? And when I stop talking, you can then ask me if there's anything else. It's crazy.
It's a shame Sean has never discovered combo meals. It's just
No,
it's horrifying.
That's a bad example.
It's horrifying.
Look, it's most of the time at Starbucks where you're just ordering drinks. So I'm ordering drinks for 7 people.
That's fair.
I order one drink. They're like, anything else? And it's like, oh, thank you so much. We're so happy to have you. Would you like anything else? Anything else? It's like, yeah, I'm sorry for inconveniencing you. It's your fucking job. But I do want more drinks. Yes. So annoying.
I love that you completely ignored Chris's absolute solution to this problem and you just ignored him completely.
What was the solution?
Use a goddamn app. You don't have to talk to anybody.
Well, then I'm really fucking Gen Z. Is that what they call them now?
Gen
Alpha.
You know how often I have ordered and spoken to someone at a fast food restaurant the past 5 years?
It's just easier.
It's like
My
almost
grandma,
zero.
Just pick up the phone. Don't text them.
Never mind the fact that all the coupons and discounts are used to where I'm encouraged to not speak to anybody. So I don't ever do it. I go to the drive-thru window and I say, and they're like, "What can I get you today?" I'm like, "I have a mobile order for Cody." And they're like, "Drive up to the second window." Conversation over.
And they treat you like royalty
Done.
because they appreciate you doing that too.
Yeah, they do like me
because they don't want to talk to me either.
No, they don't.
But I want to be like, it's easier to talk to each other. You know?
I feel like one of my other pet peeves, because we'll just run this episode for 3 hours, is people who don't know what the fuck they want at fast food restaurants, because all these fast food restaurants have existed and the products don't really change. So the fact that you have to hem and haw in the fucking drive-thru, holy shit, I have my window down and my app is up and I'm like, McDonald's, my code is X875. Give me my fucking order.
You don't even understand. You don't even understand the extent of this. Okay, when it's in a drive-thru window, that's bad enough. When you're at fucking Sonic, I need a minute. Okay, well, it sure seems like you shouldn't have pressed the fucking button then, huh? If you're not ready, no one forced you to push the button. What are you talking about?
See, I can't argue with him on that one because that's fucking correct.
It's not once in a while. Correct. It was every day.
By the way, on top of that, which is all correct, the menu's right there.
Yes.
Sometimes in the drive-thru, if you're 4 cars deep, you can't see the menu yet. And obviously now we have smartphones. But back in the day, you had to wait till you got up there and kind of look it over, right? You're at Sonic, it's right there.
Yeah.
And there's one on this side, too.
What flavors of ice cream do you have? And it's like, well, if you see we have ice cream, then you can also see all of the flavors. They're right in front of you. Can you read? That's really what I want to say. Can you read? Why did you press the button? Those are the two big things.
I think it's because I come from where I basically, when I go to a food place, I'm going to that place to get item X or whatever it is. I know what the fuck I'm getting. I'm fat. I plan out what I'm going to eat. I don't be like, what sounds good today? Taco Bell. I wonder what I want from Taco Bell. No, I'm going to go to Taco Bell because I've already decided what I'm fucking ordering when I get there.
You're not going to like a 5-star, like Michelin fucking.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a limited menu.
We're also there come around and I have time to prepare and I have no one sitting behind me in the waiter aisle or like line for the waiter to take my order. I have my own personal waiter.
People who are not ready. Yeah, I mean that.
I hope everyone realizes the great irony of Sean speaking for 77% of this episode and then complaining about other people talking to him.
Well, no, but you just got to talk correctly. So let me do this.
Sean's words have meaning.
Let me do it. When I'm in a meeting, and I shouldn't say this, when I'm in a meeting, and it happens every time, somebody's like, and then, oh my gosh, I just can't talk today. Drives me fucking, because now, not only did you fumble over a thing, you are now wasting time talking about how you fumble the thing. Just fucking talk. You don't gotta redo it. It's so irritating.
I really hate that I agree with him so much
It's
on this
so
right
bad.
now. I fucking hate it.
And if you want a quick reset, then go. That's fine. But you're taking 20 more seconds. It's like, I don't even care what you had to talk about to begin with, let alone you doing this the new thing. I hate it. Anyways, that's a bad one. I have a couple more.
Okay.
Now we're getting into slang. X just hits different when Y, and it doesn't matter. Anytime you say X, the thing just hits differently when I fucking hate it. I hate because
Ecstasy, you mean?
What?
Ecstasy, you mean? X?
No, not X.
It just hits different.
X and Y like variables.
Like
oh man, this X just.
yeah,
I mean, you could.
like
it could
like
be.
this drink just hits differently from
When you're thirsty.
when you're thirsty, whatever the fuck it is.
Because all
Yes,
the
I know
time,
exactly
half
what
the
you're
times, like not like it's like so obvious. Oh man, pizza just hits differently when you're hungry. Oh yeah, food tastes
So
better.
what Sean is saying,
what insight?
what Sean is saying is, I mean, this is an episode of The Office where like I think it's, I don't know if it's Jim or whoever, it's Andy won't shut the fuck up, and it's like not everything needs to be spoken. Like words don't always have to be said. Like sometimes just silence is perfectly fine
Right.
in those moments. And what Sean is explaining, I fucking agree with that. We don't always have to fill silence with words in everyday life over and over again.
But I love the double impact of that is because you're absolutely right. But you could also like apply that like to me right now. Do I really need to be calling it all out? So it works
No.
on multiple levels.
I mean, we're on a show. We're supposed to be talking.
That's true.
And you're
We're on a
supposed
hit show. We're
and you asked what pet peeves were just so you could
that's true.
have a manifesto of complaints.
Slay Queen. I hear that one a lot.
You don't hear that a lot.
I
Shut the
hear it a
fuck
lot.
up.
I hear it a
Get
lot.
away from people if you actually hear that on any regular basis.
Slay Queen.
I'm worried that this is a
Get
shot
out
at
of
his
Orange
wife
Theory, because if
right
you're hearing
now.
that anywhere other than Orange Theory, I don't know what the fuck circles you're walking in right
I
now.
don't hear it out loud. That one
I don't even
want to
fucking hear about this pet peeve. Next.
Yeah. But like online.
Next.
Anytime you read Slay Queen,
Slay
Chef's Kiss
Queen.
now. These at this point,
No
Chef's
one
Kiss.
says this.
It's a little overdone now. Chef's Kiss.
Mwah.
Yeah, Chef's Kiss. It's like okay, not everything because now
I
everything's
did it
Chef's
earlier,
Kiss too.
actually. That's the best part. Is I literally
I
did
know
it
you did.
45
Yeah, you did.
seconds ago.
I love that for you. That's another one. I love that for you. I love that for you. I think people not having unique ways to say things anymore. Maybe that's the problem.
They are creating a unique way. That's a new way of saying like that's great.
Well, it was when the first million times. and
Yeah,
it's
but we
like, too
got
much.
we have to cycle through every like 5 years of generation where they come up with new stupid ways to say shit.
Not to mention it spreads quicker than ever before because of social media.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's sort of inevitable.
Okay, this is the where I've entered my villain era. This is the last one and
No
the
one
worst
says that.
one. The
No one
worst
says
one.
that.
Not
Everybody,
unironically.
I'm not grabbing these because I've never heard
I'm
them
sure you're
before.
not. However, I would say that you're hanging around fucking idiots and you need to stop.
It is reading dialogue.
I don't want to hear about this from you. I'm more annoyed about it as a pet peeve from you than you are from them. Get away from these people.
That's probably not true. Well, 'cause
Don't interact with them.
First of all, I think you're going into the hearing a little literally. I'm saying, for example, now this is also.
I don't care if it's heard aloud or not. Get away from those social media circles.
So I was gonna say like comment boards. So you hear that a lot. But yeah, I think everywhere. It's just online a lot. You know, articles. They say it all the time. Reviews. You can't escape it. It's
Wait,
everywhere.
What word are you referring to now?
I've entered my villain era.
I've never heard that.
Also, really, like
I have never heard that
It's
phrase.
always like an excuse, like somebody gets heartbroken and like, well, now I'm a bad guy.
I think
entered my
Sean has
villain
just been
era.
scrolling through a lot of 2017 Pinterest boards.
Yeah,
That's what I'm taking from this.
Well, but it's not 2000. I
Sean
would
is
say
a huge Taylor Swift fan.
2023. No, yeah, I mean, she kind of embodied that, right? But then everybody,
In a way,
That's where
yeah.
it started.
yeah, right. But I was gonna say, like, she started it, and it was unique and creative, and now everybody's like, is
So
like
basically, what you're saying is
regurgitating.
your pet peeve is people running shit into the ground. Is basically what your pet peeve
Kind
is.
of, yeah.
But like very like sort of unique things that I thought were clever, and then they bring it up in the language so much.
Yes.
But like, and applying it to things like don't even make sense. Like somebody forgot to tip somebody. They're like, I've entered my villain era. It's like, no, you don't get to say that on anything.
So what you're saying, Sean, is that every fad or trend in the history of the world, you have a pet peeve about.
No, that's too much.
No. Just having become an old man, he now hates every fad that's happened as he's an old man.
Conversely, all ones that are led by and like propagated by 24-year-old white women.
Yes, exactly.
Well, because I'm not hearing a lot of boomer slang. Well, I mean, you get the slang of like, what is it? Trump is awesome, right? That's not really slang. It's just what old people say.
Can't get away from it.
Yeah, you don't get like boomer lexicon being like, oh wow, that's really kitschy and interesting. It is the young people, but then they just run it into the ground. That's the problem.
Look, I've realized this entire episode, Sean's questions, is about his ability to talk about himself. And
that's not true. I didn't even do my accomplishments.
Longtime listeners will astutely notice that Sean has very much claimed about his idea of a perfect world is his dictatorship, where he is allowed to justify anything because it's what he thinks is right.
I'm not even going to argue because it's more
literally
as more time has gone on. I've just been more justified in this, I think.
Okay, actually. I mean, the title of this episode really is just Sean Says.
Yeah,
it's really.
Unfortunately, I titled them in advance because there's a spot for. I have to do it on YouTube. I had to guess at what it's going to be about, and this one's not going to reflect the content as well as I thought it was.
These were not tough answers for Sean. He was ready to just spout them all out. So
I mean, it's easy for me. I think about this all the time.
Sean is the type that go like on Monday morning walks up to somebody and goes,
"When are you driving your car?"
Oh yeah, that's great. I want to tell you about mine.
No. That's
you have no commute. You don't drive in your car.
Yeah, I drive in my car and I fist out the window. You kids. Yeah, enough with Slay Queen. Yeah, I hate it.
Can we stop now?
We can. We're not going to allow us to go over 90 minutes.
I'm going to start saying this shit.
We can and will.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
You should do that, yeah. Enter your villain arc, Cody.
Look, it falls to me.
I was born a villain.
We were all gone for a while, and we need somebody to elevate the show again, and so that's what I'm here. We're asking the question that every fan wants
Sean's
to
just
know.
Asking questions.
Yeah,
Sean's just asking questions.
Just gotta answer the question. Who's going to ask him, if not me? Dave? No. Yeah, see?
The all caps Dave
Thank
is what
you,
does
Doug.
it for
Yeah.
me.
Thank you, Doug. You know what? Someone is listening.
That is an excellent quote to end
The
the
Venom.
show.
Sean drives his car to work out because he makes time for it. Dave.
Yeah.
All right, that's the end of this episode. Dave will not be here next week to defend himself, so
Oh,
God
big
knows what's going to
surprise.
happen. I actually already have an idea in mind, but we'll get to it later. It's not worth talking about now. That's the end of this episode of Gray Areas. In between episodes, you can find us at our website, grayareas.live or youtube.com/@grayareaslive. Jack Rock says Celtics cast next week. The answer is no. No, not ever.
Yeah.
We appreciate your love of the Celtics. I'll be happy for you if they win. Fuck the Celtics.
Yeah,
and
Celtics,
fuck the Mavericks.
Celtics cast. We'll bring Michelle back for that one too.
Yeah, we'll bring back all the hits. We will see you next week.